pa simchem tamche dewa dangden dugnal tangdrel nu du na mepa yang dagpar jokpe changchu Rinpoche topar ya. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the kind root lama and lineage lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the yidams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakini, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to Bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathagatas in the 10 directions, those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at present, and those Tathagatas still to come. Through the power of Samantabhadra's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Buddhas. Thus, all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through magnificent chanting, expressing the great ocean of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, anointing oils, magnificent light, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume, and potpourri piled high as Mount Meru and arranged in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to the Buddhas and make offerings to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed, due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, of the great Bodhisattvas and Pratyeka Buddhas, those who have attained Arhatship, those who have entered the path of Arhatship, and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest wheel of Dharma as the light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to the enlightened state. I supplicate those Buddhas intending to pass into parinirvana to live long, for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the 3 kayas, I offer the outer, inner, and secret offerings. With my body, wealth, and all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Ratna Mandala Putsa Mega Samudra Saparana Samaya Ahung. unequaled refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Vajradhara, without a doubt. I bow at the feet of Father Jigten Sumgon. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unelaborated nature of mind. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination, according to the disposition and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the two veils, and perceives the various types of knowledge in their true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara, as a father for an only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and loosens the chain of karma through the 60 branches of harmonious speech. He wields the wisdom sword to cut the seedling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 signs of a Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. You are the You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispels the darkness of worldly ignorance, I prostrate before you and praise you, Manjushri.
Okay, so now here, today going to share the teaching is Essence of Mahayana. So, starting this page 60, called Bodhisattva Vows. So please go to find the page, and first we do here, meditate, then going to share the teaching. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Khenpo.
Okay, so now we go to Essence of Mahayana. So this Essence of Mahayana I shared many months ago. Actually, already last year we started. So it's have many different sections in this text. First, before I share the teaching, do the supplication to the Buddha. Tamge doje shaje reizan chong yin je me de de je bong jong ba ser je lambo da ver ji be ge ya je jar be ya la gu san zer dor jen yang jen de lo na ro da mar ba me la ji je gong bo ba ba mo zhe ba Jarwa indi gombe gaju lama nam lai zorwa de ro men ju je yen je oda ne te zon zan je gun je ngo nye te zon zan je gun je ngo nye Rang sen ju ge ngong song dong ze be sa ve la ma na la zor wan de. Okay, so the essence of Mahayana. I hope you not forget last year we shared lots these sections. Then this text is called Lamrim text. So Lamrim text is all the stages, path, three yanas. I shared a couple times in Tibetan. The text has many Lamrim texts, but this one is more special. Is three yanas included one Lamrim text. Most other Lamrim texts is Mahayana path. So this Lamrim text has three yanas: Hinayana tradition, Mahayana tradition, Vajrayana tradition. Then Hinayana means like all these first basic level teachings. So when I share the empowerment, I mentioned Hinayana means like actually we taking care our samsara chakra and the lower chakras, and that solution is all Hinayana teachings. The Mahayana teachings journey to spiritual in the like upper level heart center chakra. So the journey path is Mahayana, is because reason is love, compassion, Bodhicitta. So that's opening the door to heart center chakra. So that's Mahayana. And then Vajrayana means opening heart center is realize, deity is within our heart center chakra, discovering. So that's Vajrayana. Then this Vajrayana has many diversity, then method. So today I'm sharing here is a Bodhicitta, is Mahayana section. So journey to our own spiritual path without this Mahayana, then we no ability or opportunity to into our own Yadam deity state. So that's why when we talked about Yadam deity, the Mahayana, this Bodhicitta teachings required. Without Bodhicitta, then not possible to rise in Yadam deity. Yadam deity is embodiment of Bodhicitta, so that's the reason Bodhicitta is most important. Without Bodhicitta, actually we are still ordinary beings. So when Bodhicitta rising our mind stream, then we have become true spiritual practitioner. Then this text, so go to page 60. Bodhisattva vows. The third element of the four things to practice is the Bodhisattva vows. So the third element, so reason is this has four different things to practice. First is so all the refuge and rely on the teachers. Then second is Vinayana tradition. So third is this is the Bodhisattva vows. Then is the Bodhisattva vow. This is a summarize, is the line for root text that reads Tori Nirang Dumeng Zo Sanje. So not desiring higher rebirth in samsara. Bodhicitta means not like I want free from samsara, I want to be in the nirvana. So the desire is gone. Reasons power of bodhicitta. If we don't have enough bodhicitta, we always have a desire, wanted to be in the nirvana. Okay. So we, of course, another hand we cultivate bodhicitta. Another hand we have a desire, be in the higher realms or in nirvana. So that means like we don't have true bodhicitta. We only cultivating bodhicitta, but we don't really rising bodhicitta our own mind stream. If bodhicitta is truly rising in our mind stream, then that desire, wanted to take birth to higher realms, be in the nirvana, free from samsara. That desire is gone. So then this desire is, what is this? Like what bodhicitta means, I want to be instead, see. So on the state of Shavaka or Pakika Buddha, instead one desire total awakening as a Buddha. So I want to be Buddha. The reason is I want liberate other beings. So Buddha can help, liberate many other beings. So that's the reason, long as bodhicitta rising our mind stream, we don't want to only reach to higher realms or Pakika Buddha, Shavaka levels. And our desire is, I wanted to become Buddha, wanted to benefit all other beings. So that desire is rising. Desire is different. So we know that endeavoring to attain the temporary state of peaceful nirvana for oneself alone is not sufficient. Only ourself liberating is not enough. So the bodhisattvas, that only I want to free from samsara, that is too shallow or not enough commitment. So that we want is to become a Buddha. So we wanted to reach enlightened and wanted to liberate many other beings. So that true intention is called bodhicitta. To do this, we kept the intention to abandon non-virtuous actions. So then we, wanted to become enlightened. So the first we have to follow by kept the intention to abandon non-virtuous actions. So that's that is actually called Hinayana. This yana is actually our practice, not tradition something. If thinking about a tradition, so then that's actually we follow by conceptual ideas, and in this idea, Triyana is our own practice. So when we have this intention to abandon non-virtuous action, so then we have become good Hinayana practice. But if we do not have this attitude of bodhicitta that comes from a measurable compassion, then we will not be able to attain Buddhahood, Jigten Sumgo road. So then we, not only abandon non-virtuous, and of course, first step we want intention or the commitment. We wanted to abandon non-virtuous. Same time, we do not have attitude of bodhicitta. If we don't have bodhicitta, still that can then not possible to rising causes of enlightenment. So that's why come from immeasurable compassion means not only abandon non-virtuous, same time rising, compassion for others. So that is called Mahayana. When rising compassion for others, then we are become Mahayana practitioner. Okay, so immeasurable compassion. If we don't have that, able to attain Buddhahood without a measurable compassion, then no possible to reach enlightenment. So that's why here it says Min Munjong Savon Sanchok Sem means for this one needs the indispensable seeds bodhicitta. So it's without bodhicitta, the point is not possible to rising enlightened. How to awaken bodhicitta? So bodhicitta, like the sake of awakening, is itself indispensable for attaining perfect Buddhahood. How do we awaken this bodhicitta mind? The root text reads. So the how to we arising bodhicitta, and then this information is. So the way study all this essence of Mahayana. So then this truly helps us, like all the Buddha's teaching, idea and education we get. And then you receive empowerment. We go to the deity yoga sadhana or deity practicing, Guru yoga or Mahamudra practice. So then we have all the, knowledge, understanding. So that's why this essence of Mahayana teachings really helps, the all the true teaching, understanding, clarify. Then Bodhicitta is here says da ki semjin da den jingpa le from cultivating a sense of all beings as being me. So we now we have our own self-grasping fixations. So in the bodhicitta is we take others me, I is become others. It's change, like big different ways, like how to say, like, is the worldly thinking idea, I and the self, and this bodhicitta idea, I and the self is become opposite. So relative, I mean the worldly level, samsara, our worldly level, I and the self is ourself. We have to take care of ourselves. In this bodhicitta cultivating is we have to take care of others. Others become same as I and the self. And I and the self is right now in the ordinary is become in the bodhicitta vow is like others. So this teaching, I mean, very beautiful, explained by Shantideva, explained by in the way of Bodhisattva. Changing the I and the self. Why we are kept going in the samsara? Because due to this I and the self. So now this I and the self is become we change to others. Others become take is I and the self. So that's the become actually causes of enlightenment. The point is in the worldly our we usually doing idea is other way, other opposite is the true Dharma practice. If we take this is I and the self, then what is the problem is, then, this I and the self put us in the samsara, create causes of suffering. This I and the self, right now we have I and the self, our own I and the self is, this create us suffering, and put in our samsara is not let liberation. So that's why the Buddha recognize this I and the self is, is become torture us or like create, we are suffering. So now we take others I and the self, so give up this I and the self. So that's the true, solution, or take others I and the self is become causes of happiness. Take ourselves as I and the self is causes of suffering. So that's why exchange is changing. Like it's called. We sometimes tong li means like this is true tong li. Tong means this I and the self is give up. Li means other is we take I and the self. So the point is we have become representative of other beings, not this ordinary like who control us I and the self. We don't let this control. We give up this. So this is the truth. That's why Jigten Songkho says, from cultivating a sense of all beings as being me, we take others me. Then when we recognize that all beings have been our own kind mother from time immemorial, we feel a sense of investment is their well-being for their part of us. The stage of bodhicitta cultivation are further explained in this text. So the point is, we recognize all others' kindness, all other beings used to our own mother, then recognize that we develop loving, rising, we develop love for other. The love is rising our mind stream. Then naturally rising bodhicitta. So that's why we have to cultivate this love. Cultivating love is rising in our mind stream. Then wishing, really truly wishing all beings have a happiness. And your feeling is like extremely joyful actually. This true love rising, like through the meditation, rising to true love, rising your mind stream, your fear is 100% joyful. And that love is rising, then our also fixation, sadness, all naturally release. So same is like, you have warm your heart, your mind is become very warm and not too, tight. And we really know like suffering is the source, is a fixation, our own fixations. So that love is rising. Then same like we have some spiritual energy, kind of like, starting from our mind. So if we're going to make big fire, so you have like some, small fire is like become starting. So that kind of energy or, feeling rising our mind stream, we extremely also joy to happy. And then the wishing or beings have a happiness is rising very love is especially in present mother, and wishing she is free from suffering, wishing her happiness, and the same as all others. So that feeling is rising to our mind stream. Then spiritual energy starting rising, our mind stream. Without that, still we are ordinary. So without that, still we're going to suffering in samsara. It's no choice. Long as love is rising, so we have a spiritual quality, and we have some solution for our suffering. So then that love is, power of that love is purify our negative karma, and also that love meditation truly, benefit our mother, present mother, and for others. So that's why we have to cultivate this love. Is rising from through the meditation. If we don't meditate, not cultivating that really, powerful, peaceful or joy, that feeling is not rising from your mind. So we have to cultivate, meditate this, love. Of course, even if only we have a love meditation, then even we are in samsara, it's no suffering really. We feel we have true protections. Then we talk about the yidam deity, guru yoga, all make sense. Become the love essence is also rising to devotion too. Love, energy, exactly that is rising to devotion. The feeling is effort to become devotion, and then we have a connect to the yidam deities. So that's why Chandakirti, when he wrote the middle way of path, and he homage to the love. So why he say homage to love? So all the Buddha is come from is Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta source is compassion. The compassion source is love. So that's why love is most important, or source of all this our spiritual quality. Source is love. So that without that love, actually all the practices become it's very shallow, and we really cannot say it's true practitioner. So it's benefit, many practices benefit in this, high, in the within samsara, go to higher realms, come back again in samsara. So when this love is rising, then we have a source of enlightenment. So without the love or all practices become, source of happiness in the samsara, within samsara. Or you can go into higher level in the, samsara state. Is if you go the highest level, then maybe reach to shavaka. So no any other than that. So that's why Jigten Sungho had mentioned the love is so important here. Then we talk about, Yidam deity, meditation, Guru Yoga, or Mahamudra. All these practices, sources, love meditation. So that's why Jigten Sungho, talk about the 5 parts of Mahamudra. He talk about this love, compassion, bodhicitta is a preliminary practice. So preliminary practice means without these 3, you cannot get others result. So that's why here this love meditation is important. Cultivation, okay, so part of us. Then the stage of bodhicitta cultivation are further explained in this text. Then how to, we get this love is, is like rising mind. Recognize that all beings have been our mothers, and appreciating their kindness, love, and compassion arise. So first, see, we know that all beings have been our own mothers. Like we take birth. In this life, we have mother. Then we're taking birth in samsara is not only this life. So we take birth many times. It's countless times. That's the reason we have other, previous lifetimes also have a mother. And so now, how many times we take birth in samsara is cannot really count. Yeah. Then how many beings in the samsara, especially in the human beings, we can count easily, that they have numbers. So that means human beings are not enough for our mothers. So then could be all the animals used to our mothers. So that's why we, this love is expanding, starting from our own mother, expanding to for others. Use the idea. And this gives rise to a sense of sentient beings as meaning something to us, being a part of ourselves. So then they are part of ourselves. So from that comes some appreciation for the incalculable demonstrations of kindness that they show us at the time each was our mothers. So the idea is, starting we have to cultivate love is starting from our own mother, in this present mother. Then, the love rising to in this present mother, then that love is have to move to for others. So loving meditation is we have to think all this kindness, others' kindness. So then recognize all others' kindness, then love is rising. So then in this life, the easy to recognize kindness in our mother's kindness, easy to recognize. So that's why we have to use in this like our present mother. Long as you do this meditation, kindness, love, object is our own mother, then that love meditation is truly benefit for our mother. Then that love also benefit our of course own. So it's that release our selfish grasping. then that love is rising your mind, and you really appreciation in this present mother. The present mother not give us only this body, this life, but you really feel this present mother is give spiritual, like giving spiritual, liberating samsara, she mother really giving liberation for us. So then you also more strong love kind is rising to your mother, and then that also move to others, recognize others' kindness. So there's a point is we meditate and cultivating, you're rising your energy, your body. You feel, like your channels also waking. You feel very sensitive or feeling, and eye also tears come down, and your body is like, each part is like kind of waking up. So that's a love rising, really love rising from your mind. Then we have to recognize all our others' kindness. Everything is dependent for others. We cannot be survived our own independent in the samsara in the world. So all this our own happiness is dependent for others' kindness. Actually, everything is dependent for others. Even we eat food, so when you eat food, then we have also good opportunity to create a love meditation too, because food, is come from farm, and the farmers work so hard, and then the bring into the market. So then so many people evolve. Then food is become cooked. So cooking so many objects, so many things they need together. So all these sources for others. Even we eat one delicious meal is depending so many others. And then of course if we meat, so meat is of course some other being's body. So this knowing and fair compassion, their kindness, so create, then that also naturally benefit for them too. Naturally of course benefit the love rising our mind is benefit us. So everything, like when we stay in the house is built by so many different material things. So all this different material is come from many diversity companies, and then so many people put effort to create that. And then we drive the car is so many also part of sections. So this all come from different manufacturer companies create. One company cannot create all this everything. So the part of each part will come from different ways, different countries, different. So that's why everything is dependent. Cannot be independent. Everything is dependent means. So then we get in the road. The road is like, we can get easily transportations. Or this is also, others' kindness, put effort. So that's why we have everything this, comfortable. That we have to cultivate. Then that feels like kind, recognize others' kindness, helps us, more connection for others. And naturally release our own fixations. So like thinking about only me and I, that is naturally, the energy is naturally releasing. The energy is naturally releasing, then spiritual energy is into our mind. So then negative energy all is gone. So that's why this all spiritual energy also liberation also up to others. So that's why we have to, cultivating this love is truly others can bring us for liberation too. So then we look at their present state and we see the lack happiness, the longing for them to have happiness arises. So then we look to all this everyone, or beings looking to happiness. But we see they lack happiness means they really, no one has true happiness. So we recognize that in this within samsara, who has really true happiness, and someone who already has and self strong fixations. No one has true happiness. So lack of happiness. The longing for them to have happiness rises. So then we longing for them have happiness. This is known as love. Love has different levels or classification according to law of Bodhicitta development. Then this love has different levels. So love, compassion is very similar. It's only just difference is love means we wishing have happiness others. Compassion means wishing others free from suffering. So love also has these three different explain here. Compassion also has these three difference, meditation levels. Love bodhicitta development, okay. For those who have just give rise to the bodhicitta intention, the love that is cultivated is known as the loving kindness that focuses on sentient beings. So love focus on sentient beings means like we're seeing everyone is suffering, everyone looking happiness. So then we cultivate, others' kindness, loving, rising, we wishing everyone has happiness. Seeing beings suffering, wishing they have happiness is called this focus on sentient beings, because we see the sentient beings suffering. For automatic bodhisattvas who have entered the first bhumi or above, the love that is cultivated is known as loving kindness that focuses on the true nature. Then bodhisattvas, absolute true bodhisattva love is different. Our ordinary, people cultivate love is focused for other sentient beings. The knowing other beings are suffering, and no one has true happiness. Then we wishing they have happiness. So that's the ordinary people we have to cultivate, basic level. Then for automatic bodhisattvas, who means like higher level bodhisattva, who knowing the emptiness, who have entered the first bhumi, so above the love that is cultivated is known as loving kindness that focus on the true nature. So that is true nature means all the true nature's everything's emptiness. So all right now is all this samsara is a delusion. So bodhisattvas, seeing everything's emptiness, and then beings not knowing that. That's why rising love for others. So we also sometimes know, so like animals, they do like create the causes of suffering. We understand everything. Like example, you drive the car, the deers coming in front of the driving path, they be in the road, the cars hit to them, they die. Yeah. So similarly, like bugs jump into the fire, butter lumps, and elephants stuck in the and the mouths. So that kind of, many like animals we recognize is due to the ignorance. Their own ignorant attachment become not knowingly, get suffering. We recognize that. Same, Bodhisattvas, all this phenomena, everything that seeing, knowing is emptiness. Then other beings not knowing that is stuck with the delusion. So the rising love is rising from knowing the truth and the rising compassion for others. So the rising love for others. So that is called this knowing the truth. Then okay, where is the nature? Okay, the love, this is cultivated known as loving kindness, the focus on the true nature. So that's the second love. Then third is for those who have already attained the level of patience that can handle the original true of unborn nature corresponding to attainment of the level cultivated is known as loving kindness that is beyond focal point. So okay, so here the last is the Bodhicitta also has different stages. So this is too short, very, very short. And that's why, we don't explain everything here. Otherwise, of course, like talk about 5 part and 10 permits. So the accumulation part, engaging part is still ordinary state. And the first permit Bodhisattva is then absolute truth. The absolute true Bodhisattva, the true truth level. Then who has the first permit level, then the love is different focus. And then go up to 7 permit, until 7 permit, same love. But then free from, go into 8 stage. Permits, like 8 permits. So 8 permit stage is, here says like there has true patience. The true patience is, patience is like, we have sometimes like patience for our enemies, of course, like cultivating meditation patience. So that is a relative level. This patience is not talking about patience for someone enemies or who make you suffering. Patience for them. This patience is our fixation, grasping is gone, and then you become, like it's this is the different idea. It's a very, very deeper level, knowledge or experience. So we have this samsara, always like I and self. Then when you reach to Epimi Bodhisattva, all this fixation is gone. And then, you really enter to enlightening path stages, higher level stages. So then you don't have any fears. Like example, we are always in the ground. Always in the ground, like someone in the, in the space, go up to in the space, no ground. So someone said like you can fly in the space. So you can fly in the space. You don't have a ground. Then you don't have fears, free from fears. So that's the kind of patience this Pemi Bodhisattva has. So means like all this samsara fixation is gone. I and the self is gone, and then some really scared again, scared because like same as like we don't have a ground. Right now we can walk in the ground, all this ground is a support. That's the kind of like usually in the within samsara we say we self protection. I and the self, like then we taking care ourselves. But all this I and the self is gone, then this no like become support like this ground kind of, yeah. And then we are in the space. In the space, like you can fly without ground, but knowing some people not knowing how can fly, and it's extremely fear rising. That's the some people. I mean the who destroy I and the self, then extremely get fears. That's it. So I don't think everybody get that, but some has these issues. So similar, like example, what I'm saying, then at Pemi Bodhisattva is become, in the space is like without any ground, you can be in the space. It's same as enlightening. So no, someone like take you airplane and say, okay, you jump, and you can be in the space. You're not going to fall into the ground. You can be in the space. The person is like jump and momentarily maybe have scared, like going to fall down in the ground. So at Bodhisattva enter to in that state, that kind of feeling is gone. Fears is gone. Okay, no fears. That can hinder the truth. Yeah, they're not scared. And sometimes we talk about emptiness. Many people get scared. If everything is emptiness, then what happened my all the ancestors, my lineage, okay? And then what happened when I die? So that's all, is conceptual, right? This is subtle fixation is there. The subtle fixation is also get causes of fears. All these fears gone, and you can truly handle true nature. So that's the core at Bodhisattva. And then that is the highest level here says love, yeah. The attainment of for me, the love cultivated is known as loving kindness that's beyond focal point. No focal point. In this context, we are referring to the first stage of love cultivation, namely the loving kindness that focuses on sentient beings. So right now here we're sharing is first stage. First stage is we always have to focus others. Focal object is our own mother for our others, especially then our own enemies. So then when it's love is truly successful, become meditation. So it's a meditation, love successful is truly wishing happiness our enemies. We wishing they have true happiness. So that's the love successful rising from our mind stream. Then of course, like when you meditate, cultivate the love, you can have ability to do that. But then when you come back to post meditation, then you still, can be upset with your enemies, and we still attached to our loved ones. That means, of course, we are still in the relative level. We have that. So that means we have to cultivate again and again. We have to meditate again and again. Same is like when we eat food. When we eat food, we hunger, and we eat again. We get hunger, we eat again. So we have to cultivate again and again. So that means we have to meditate again and again. Until then, the meditation, post-meditation is become oneness. So then you don't have to cultivate and meditate. So one day you're no more going to rely on food, not going to hunger. So then we don't need food. No, we don't have to eat. Yeah. I think same that, now we, cultivate the love, so you can reach some levels in your meditation state. When you meditate, love your mother, arise really, really, really love rising to your mother. But then come back to in post meditation, you can arguing with your mother, you can, upset with your mother, and so it's go back to again, normal. And we can love meditate, and then of course like love is rising really for our enemies. That give up everything in the meditation states are like 100%. You have ability to wishing they have happiness. But then when you come back to post meditation, you upset, you angry rising to others, so that's normal. Okay, so that's why that means like we have to cultivate again and again. And the meditation is working, because reason is when you are in the meditation, you feel that the energy we have to develop again, through the meditation. So that's why meditation is most powerful. All these teachings like Buddha was sharing is have to practice, means have to meditate. And sometimes we chant Lord's prayers. Chanting Lord's prayer also has, of course, a power, and the energy goes like really good for peaceful, and like remove many negative energy, positive energy created. But still, our minds are harder to transform. Okay, so our minds really wanted to transform. We also have to learn these meditations, but then we have to cultivate, resting mind, and or cultivate and meditate. Then once one has cultivated a mind of love and affection for sentient beings, one looks at the present state of being plagued by suffering. So then love is rising for others, you cultivating love for others, and love rising, then momently we see others suffering, recognize the suffering. If we don't love rising to others, we don't fear others suffering. So because it's become like big boundaries, or like, it's you don't connection to the others. And we just see so many people, right, and animals. Just we say, oh, this is animal, okay, this is people, and we division like animals and human beings. Our eyes seeing the animal also, we say, okay, this is a dog, this is a monkey, so this diversity kind. And so long as you have love, so think about like people kept the puppies, or we kept our the animals in the home. You can take care of animals. Then people rising love to them. Then we see their suffering. We don't see just normal others suffering. We only see like when we have love for our own animals and our relatives and the loved ones have suffering, so we can recognize their suffering. Same, long as you take love, create a love for everyone, then we knowing others suffering. So then this has two difference, okay? If we do that, then why we going to think about others suffering? We create ourselves suffering with them. In the world, people has love, but then they get sad again. Who has a compassion, that then they're also suffering with others suffering. So that means that the love is not cultivating through the meditation. Okay, so you cultivating love through the meditation, then suffering, others suffering not affected us. And you can, use others suffering. You can cultivate more love, compassion, the rising our mind, become more strong and strong. So otherwise, in the this worldly level, many people has a compassion. So their compassion is very beautiful. I mean, it's really nice, but no cultivate, meditate compassion. So their compassion can be burning themselves too. They can become hurt themselves. So that's why who has compassion for others, and always they get hurt. They're crying, suffering with the same as others. So actually, of course, it's positive, not really negative suffering, but it's also positive suffering. That's also actually really good. Like someone don't have any compassion, don't fear others suffering, so they can fear that. They have compassion. They're in the worldly level they are really good, and that law is very powerful. I mean, the compassion is powerful. It's true, good, great, but they cannot really go to deep level, and they can get hurt. Reason is that no, and have this practice. So that's why we know this the true spiritual who has love and compassion, that they never get hurt. So there has true compassion for others, the true love for others, but they don't get hurt. So otherwise, this spiritual master is going to get heart attack, and they're going to cry every whole day, 24 hours. But why they're not happening that? Then their life is become very joyful, happy. The reason is they're going through already this meditation. Sometimes the people who has like this worldly compassion, they point into spiritual people, they don't have compassion. Suffering, so many people suffering here, there, going on this. What do you think? You don't have any feelings. They say this is a very important spiritual person. Why he don't have feelings for this suffering? They're arguing like that too. I heard that kind of many times. Okay, so we cannot argue them. They don't understand what is the truth. Okay. The reason is because they have their own, like that moment, very strong, feeling or conceptual rising from them. So we cannot argue their feeling, right? We have to accept, okay, yeah, I don't know why they don't have these feelings. So just follow their ideas better. So the reality truly is other way. This realizer, I mean, like with many spiritual masters, there has embodiment love, embodiment compassions, but they're not really, like suffering. Same is like people like some animals dying, so then some people cry, holding animal, and extremely sad. Some lose the puppies and like monthly get suffering and depressions. So that has that's also okay. Another hand, they're okay. So but spiritual, this high like embodiment love, compassion, they don't have that suffering. So embodiment love, compassion, these beings like being through so much difficult lives, but they don't really sad, upset, losing patience, they don't have this. The reason is because went through these meditations. And so that's the difference. So we have to know, okay? Then what time is? Oh, almost finished, yeah. Free from all that suffering. This is a great compassion that arises automatically. The stage or categories of compassion are as follows. Compassion also exactly follows the same as love. The compassion that focuses on sentient beings refers to the recognition that all other sentient beings are suffering and the long for them to be relieved of their suffering. So that's the compassion for we seeing beings suffering, rising compassion, free, wishing them free from suffering. It's basic level first, and that's why we have to look to suffering beings. We have to cultivate the compassion to them. So the compassion is not that easy to rise. So that's why in the Buddha's teaching, the meditation talk about 6 realms, and then we talk about the precious human body, and human body meditation. We have to focus hell realm suffering. We have to focus hungry ghosts, animals, or this others suffering. We have to focus, and then arising compassion to them. Same time, we appreciate ourselves. We free from that suffering, and then the point is like focus for others suffering, knowing that rising compassion. So that's why compassion is not easy to rise. That's why we have to focus all these suffering beings. That's why Buddha talked about a lot of suffering beings, because knowing that rising compassion. So we don't have enough compassion. That's why we actually suffering in samsara, and we are ordinary beings. So have to rise compassion, focus for suffering beings. Then we talk about the defect of samsara meditation, or this defect of samsara meditation have to focus for suffering beings. So that helps actually rising compassion for them. So that compassion is this first level, focus suffering beings. The compassion that focuses on the true nature refers to the recognition that sentient beings are ignorant and confused about the law of karma, cause and effect, and the intention to work for the benefit. The second compassion is the same as a second love. So or the truly everything's emptiness, or it's a delusion, not knowing that. So that's why suffering is based on is ignorance. The meditator knowing that true, not knowing the truth, then rising compassion for others. So this compassion who has, then they don't get hurt. Become big difference. So you see Buddha Shakyamuni, when he was Siddhartha, he has the first part compassion. This first one. And then, he reach enlightenment, he has, of course, this last 2. Then he can handle all suffering, he can handle everything. And not affected to anything like others' problems. So that's why this second is knowing the truth. The last one is compassion beyond focal point refer to the level of compassion that comes with realization that there is no inherently existing duality of subject and object. In this context, we are referring to the first stage of the cultivation of compassion, namely the compassion that focuses on sentient beings. So this, in this case, right now we have to starting from the first. This last two is, Heart Sutra, Heart Sutra, Mahamudra. So it's called compassion, but no relative compassion. Relative compassion must have the subject and object actions. Without that, then we cannot count the compassion. That's a relative level. So this last two is knowing the truth, is knowing the Heart Sutra, knowing the Mahamudra knowledge. Then our compassion is different. Then, in the ordinary, like in the relative level compassion, this is transformed to become this absolute true compassion. This last two is absolute true compassion. So that's rising from first Pemi Bodhisattva. And then this last one is Pemi Bodhisattva. So now, where we are right now, we are in the not Bodhisattva level, okay? So that's why we have to start this first one. Then, of course, when you meditate, it's different. I already told you, like when you meditate, your love is truly rising your mind, and your mother is truly wishing have happiness. Even your enemy, heat-treated ones, also truly wishing your happiness to them. So that times like your mind is like expanding. I and the self is gone because power of love rising your mind. And actually that realization is actually same as like first Pemi Bodhisattva. Kind of like, when you have that experience. But then we come back to pause meditation, everything's gone again. Yeah. So when you eat a very delicious food and when the food is in your mouth and then you feel that taste and go into your body, you forget that taste. Okay, experience is gone. And you get at the very high, like top of the mountain, you see so beautiful views. When you come back to your bedroom, you don't see that anything gone. So that feeling is gone again. The experience is gone again. So same, like we have that two things going on, like in the meditation and post meditation. These two is like big, like separate and too far, very long distances each other. So that's why we, have to practice again, have to familiarity, meditate and practice again, bring to this, the pause meditation bring into more close, oneness. So first Pemi Bodhisattvas always have the experience. So that's why then they get this absolute truth, love and compassion. Okay, so now we finish it there. So now we go to dedication. Okay, Michelle, please.
Dorje Chang, Tilopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Palmodrupa, and Lord Drikungpa, please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessings of the Kayu Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies' confusion, may all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. As Manjushri the warrior realize the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by myself in all beings in samsara nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Dvikongpa Ratnashri, who is omniscient Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Mani Padme Hum, 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 Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. So we're going to take short break, 15 minutes, and come back to daily practice. You can stay in the zone and take break. Thank you.
Thank you,
Muchas
Khenpo.
gracias. Tachiele Kempola, muchas gracias.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche啦。
感恩仁波切，感恩耶稣，
感恩
感恩
来，
师父，感恩
马是仁波切了，
感恩
辛苦了。
感恩上师，
和佛上师，愿上师法体安康，长久住世，
感恩上师，上师，
感恩上师，感恩上师，感恩义师，感恩上师，
慈悲心，
感恩上师，感恩翻译扎西德勒，
扎西德勒，感恩师兄。
Thank you.
感恩善书，
扎西德勒，
感恩大家，感恩翻译老师，大家。
感恩上师，感恩翻译老师，
感恩上师，感恩